In session 16 of Marketing Step by Step, we're going to learn how to ask for action. Direct response marketing is about action. It's about response. In order to trigger action and response, you must remove all blocks and impediments. Remove all blocks and impediments. When creating a marketing offer, design it so that it covers all mental and emotional bases and answers all key questions. Okay, so if we want to trigger a response, we need to remove the blocks, remove the impediments, and design it so it covers all the mental and emotional bases. In other words, we want to tell our entire story. We want to give the prospect everything that they need to know to make a decision. Before we ask them to take action, before we ask them to make a decision and to buy our product or service, we want to make sure that there isn't anything that we've left that's stuck inside of them. In addition, we want to remove risk to encourage action. And we even want to try to reverse that risk if we can. So customers always feel that they are taking a big risk. Okay? If you're selling anything that costs real money at all, your customer feels at a gut level like they're taking a big risk. Spending money feels very dangerous, and no one wants to look or feel stupid because they made a dumb decision. Remove risk as much as possible, even reverse it if you can. Let's talk about a couple of examples of that. So a risk removal would be something like a 100% money-back guarantee. A risk reversal might be a 100% money-back guarantee, plus you get to keep the product or service even if you ask for your money back. Now, a strategy you can use is to give your risk reversal or your guarantee a name, and you're definitely going to want to describe your risk removal or risk reversal in as much detail as possible to make it perfectly clear and allow it an opportunity to land. So let's talk a little bit about the psychology of what's going on here with risk. Risk is an abstract idea. Okay, it's a word, it's a concept, and it's very abstract. But it's very important because most people walk through their lives not feeling confident that they can make decisions and take actions. And we humans seem to have a heightened sense of risk. In fact, most of the people that I've had the pleasure to meet and talk to in life, they seem to be more on the lookout for risk than they are for opportunity. Okay, they're more on the lookout for risk than they are for opportunity. In other words, they're always looking at what they stand to lose, and they're making many of the decisions, if not most of the decisions in their life, based on avoiding loss. Okay, so instead of focusing on moving forward to get gain, they're behaving to move away from losing. Now, this makes sense based on the psychology that we've learned, which is we're about twice as motivated to avoid loss as we are to get what we're trying to gain. It's very easy to forget this when you're creating a marketing piece, though, especially when you're getting down toward the end. You've been writing copy for hours, or you've been making a video, and you're saying, okay, I got all the points out. I had a great story. I wrote great headlines and copy. I've really been persuasive here. Okay, now I'm just going to make the offer and move on. Forgetting that it's right at this point when your prospect is probably feeling the most amped up in terms of risk, right when they're the most afraid of loss. Okay, this is a big thing that you don't want to overlook. My experience has shown me, and tests have shown, that you can dramatically increase your conversion rate by just having the right risk removal or risk reversal or guarantee. Okay, this is not a place where you want to skimp out. Okay, this is a place where you really want to put a lot of focus because, again, this is where your prospect is emotionally amped up. It's where they're about to make a decision, it's imminent, and where they know that they're the most in danger. So Doing a good job of taking the risk away or even of reversing the risk can mean the difference between making a sale or not making a sale. And in tests, it can improve sales by 10, 20, 50, 100%, or even more. Okay, so remove risk, reverse it if possible. Next, as you're getting ready to make your offer your direction to action, summarize the key points of your offer all in one place. So after you've created a powerful marketing message, it's important to summarize the massive value of your offer in one place. This allows your prospect to see and understand everything they're getting and to get it. Organize this information in bullet form. Okay, so if your product has several different aspects of it or features, list them. If you've got different bonuses you're offering, list them. If you can talk about the value of the different elements, put that on this bulleted list. In other words, you want to stack up all the value and you want to show it to them all in one place. Summarize it all in one place. Next, translate the value of your product and the result that it delivers. So as we've learned in marketing psychology, humans aren't very good at comparing and understanding real value of things. Translate the value of your product and the result it delivers in terms that your customer can understand, okay? In terms that they can understand. So let me give you an example. I have a program called Wake Up Productive that teaches anyone who's interested in learning how to double their productivity in 90 days. Well, as I was writing the sales letter for it and in creating the marketing, I asked myself, how can I translate the value of this program, which costs several $100s, into something that someone can make sense of? Because it's hard to estimate what the value of your time is. So what I did was I asked, okay, how much does someone that's likely to be watching this video, someone who's likely to be coming to my website, reading the sales letter, someone that's likely to be interested in this program, how much money do they make and how much money would they like to make? You know, what are their aspirations? Are they overwhelmed? I really tried to get inside their world. And it turns out that the average income kind of in first world countries is somewhere, especially here in America, somewhere in the neighborhood of $40,000 or $50,000 a year. Okay, so this is $20 to $25 per hour. So I said, okay, what makes sense here in terms of money? Okay, well, how about instead of talking about doubling productivity, which, you know, that you can do the math and say, all right, that's going to potentially double my income. What about savings? What about saving what you're already losing? So I said, what if going through this program saved you 1 hour a day that it gave you back, okay, that you're getting paid $25 for? An hour a day times 5 days a week is 5 hours, times 20 days a month is 20 hours. And so I said, if this program only saves you 1 hour a day, that's $500 a month worth of your time that you will get back. Over a year, that's $6,000, and that's just in the first year. And that's just the time you're getting back. That's not even counting the increase in productivity you're going to have. So there's an example of translating the value, something that I'm charging several $100s for, into real tangible savings of thousands and thousands of dollars. It turns it into a no-brainer. So how can you translate the value of what you're offering into terms your prospect can understand? The best ones are money that's either gained or saved, time that's gained or saved, asking how much it would be worth to prevent a particular problem, okay, or get a result. Whatever it is that you're selling can be translated into terms that your prospect can understand simply and easily, and you need to do it because, again, humans aren't very good at comparing and understanding the value of things. Keep adding value, bonuses, and other incentives to the offer. The more value you add and create, the more motivation you build in your prospect. Continue to stack value, bonuses, and other incentives you offer so it becomes so tempting that your customer can't resist. My good friend Dean Jackson and I, we have this term that we call the clank of value. Imagine that you've got an old set of metal scales, a balance. And on one side of the balance, you have cost and risk. And on the other side of the scales, you have your product or service, the value that you offer. Now, the money, the cost, and the risk is very heavy. Anytime you're asking someone to invest money and time and their hard-earned cash, and to take a risk doing it where they might look or feel stupid, that's going to be very heavy. And what you want to do metaphorically is keep stacking value on the other side of the scale until it goes clank. Okay, remember it's a metal scale and it's a balance, so when that side gets heavy, it'll clank down on the surface that it's sitting on. You want to have the clank of value. There's so much value there that your prospective customer eventually slaps himself on the head and says, I would have to be stupid if I don't do this, if I at least don't try it out. There's so much value here. There's so little risk. I have to do it. Now, it doesn't occur to most business people, especially most new business owners, to stack more and more and more value on the side of the scale with their product. Okay, we're usually in love with our product or service. We think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And we think, why would anyone even need to be convinced to do this? It's so obvious how great it is. Well, not so to your customer because they don't know you. They haven't been there for the years that it took you to develop this thing. They haven't been around through all the trials and tribulations and testing so that you could deliver it to them at this great price. All they see is you want their money. They don't want to make a stupid decision. But if you keep stacking the value and adding more and more and more value, eventually you get to the point where the customer says, okay, all right, I got to try this thing out. So the clank of value. Keep adding value, bonuses, and other incentives. As is probably obvious by now, I've done a lot of work in the information product industry. One of the great things about information products is you can stack bonuses of information products that don't cost you very much to create. So even if you sell real, lumpy, tangible products, if you sell golf clubs, for instance, you can stack bonuses. You can create a video golf course or interviews with golf pros that is worth hundreds of dollars, and you can offer it as a free bonus. And just offering that golf course, that training program, can make all the difference. It can increase your sales dramatically. Okay, so keep adding value, bonuses, and other incentives to the offer. Now, when it comes time to ask your customer to buy, you must give them specific directions and ask them to buy. Never assume that your customer will know what to do or how to buy from you. Give detailed, specific directions along with a direct request to buy now. Now, most people are uncomfortable when it comes to money in the first place. Okay, most of us have grown up in homes where money was, a weird topic. There was a lot of conflict, fighting, shame, guilt, embarrassment. Right? There's weirdness around money, and a lot of our parents didn't know how to deal with it, and we wound up kind of getting some of that programming. Your customers probably grew up in homes that are just like that as well, and they kind of are weird about money as well. So you have to remember, you're weird about money, they're weird about money. Most of us do not have kind of what it takes to intuitively just say, hey, buy this thing, here's how to buy it now. In direct marketing, tests have shown that when you give specific directions and you ask your customer to buy now, that they will buy more often. And yes, I mean, at the end of your sales and marketing pitch, say, just click the button below that says Add to Cart, then complete the one-page order form and click Finish My Order, and you will automatically be taken to your product or it will be shipped to you. Okay, so you must ask them to buy and give them very specific directions about how to purchase. Whatever your process is, tell them how to do it and ask them to do it. I mentioned my buddy Dean Jackson. He has a fun little thought experiment, and he says, Imagine that you had a magic wand and you could wave this magic wand and the person that you waved it at would do anything you told them to do. Now imagine that you have a prospective customer in front of you and you wave the wand. What would you tell them to do? Okay, what would you tell your prospective customer to do? And if you ask business owners this, they'll say things like, well, I'd ask them to get my product. And that's it. Now, if you think about it, most people wouldn't know how to get your product because they haven't been educated. And you would be shocked at how non-intuitive most websites are when it comes to real customers who aren't computer geniuses, who didn't design the page, who don't know how to order things online, or real customers who are watching a TV program who it's not intuitive to pick up the phone and call, and they don't know how to contact you, won't do it. They won't take the action. When you wave your magic wand, which you can do in a sales letter or a video or a marketing piece, make sure and give them the exact step-by-step, play-by-play of what to do. Detailed directions like a standard operating procedure, and request that they buy now. Leave nothing to the imagination. Make action steps crystal clear. Look through your purchase process and try to find ways that a customer could misunderstand it, and trust me, they will. Eliminate anything that's ambiguous, confusing, unclear, to the point where a child would understand it instantly. Okay? Make your order button even bigger. Make the headline that says, "Here's where you order," even bigger. Make a picture of the product and make it even bigger. Stupid proof your process, and you'll find that more customers will be able to order. And remember, the elements of your marketing work together to create action. Your marketing document, website, letter, video, etc. is presented to a customer all as one thing. It's one experience to them. Even though you've built it piecemeal, they're seeing it as one thing. It's critical that you design and refine your marketing communications for continuity, so that from the customer's perspective, they all fit together. So follow this marketing message formula. Headline that promises a benefit. Set up the problem, the challenge, or the opportunity. Tell your story that builds credibility and trust. Introduce your solution or result in the form of your product. Build value, add bonuses, frame the price. Remove the risk, reverse it ideally. Summarize your offer all in one place so they can experience the clank of value. And direct to action now. Give specific action steps on how to buy right now and request that they do. And now let's do an exercise. The marketing message formula. Okay, you should be looking at the exercise that says, use this marketing message formula to create your marketing pieces. Use this marketing message formula to create your marketing pieces. Create an outline of your marketing message using this formula. Then flesh it out to create your entire advertisement, video, website, or other marketing piece. So again, number 1, headline that promises a big benefit. Number 2, set up the problem, the challenge, or the opportunity. Talk about what the challenge is. Talk about the opportunity, what the result, the benefit, the outcome is. Get into it. 3, tell the story that builds credibility and trust. In other words, tell your conversion story. Number 4, introduce your solution or result in the form of your product. Number 5, build value, add bonuses, and then frame your price. Number 6, remove the risk. Use a double ironclad guarantee. Reverse the risk if possible. Let them keep something if they ask for their money back. Number 7, summarize your offer. Make a one-page list of bullets with all of the value that they get so they can see it in one place. And then, number 8, direct to action now. give specific action steps, and request that they buy in professional direct language. So use this to create a skeleton, okay? Create an outline for your marketing message, and then from here, flesh each of the pieces out using the tools that you've learned in this program. Okay, so use this to structure and outline your marketing piece, and I will see you in the next session of Marketing Step by Step.